Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Kevin Davis Insurance Annual Meet the Underwriters webinar. I'm Marketing Manager Sherry Branson. I'm now joined by the founder of Kevin Davis Insurance, Kevin Davis. And Kevin joins me from Los Angeles. Hi, Kevin.
Sherry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, doing great. How are you?
You know what? Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I love this time of the year when we do this Meet the Underwriter. So it gives our clients out to get a chance to meet the people who they talk to on a daily basis. It's going to be. I always enjoy this time of the year.
That's right. It's a fun webinar. It gives everybody a chance to hear from their webinars, to their underwriters, to see their underwriters, and to actually get them to answer the questions that they're always being asked by our brokers. And Kevin, can you believe this is our 9th year of doing webinars, and it's the 20th anniversary of Kevin Davis Insurance?
Yeah, 20 years doing these webinars. Can you imagine? Every month we've been doing these webinars for all those many years. But listen, we both enjoy doing them. We look forward to it every single month doing them. I take maybe like 2 months out of the year off, and but again, these are great. They're very informative, and I can't wait to see what kind of questions we have this year. This year. Oh, this year will be a challenging year, I know, because there's some really difficult questions I've been receiving for the past several months. So I hope I can live up to the expectations these underwriters are going to test me on this time.
Exactly. Yeah, 2020 is definitely not a usual year. It's a very unusual year. There's so much going on out there. Absolutely. And I did want to take a second to mention that we record all of our webinars and we put them on our website, which is kdisonline.com. And just to let you guys know, some people may be joining us for the very first time. We've done them about D&O liability, crime, umbrella, cyber, a lot of webinars on cyber. You can listen to all of our past webinars by visiting our website, which is kdisonline.com. So thanks, everybody. And we're joined by our very first underwriter, Mr. Tom Atwood. And Tom is in California, in Los Angeles. Hi, Tom. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Hey. All right.
Thanks for being here today, Tom. And Tom,
no problem. Thanks for having me.
Can you talk a little bit about your job at Kevin Davis and how long you've been with the company and what your territory is?
Sure. Well, I've been an underwriter at Kevin Davis for about 12 years, and now I'm also a business development manager for New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, the Midwest, a few states in the Midwest, which is where I was born and raised. So doing a lot these days.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like too much.
Yeah. Wearing a few hats. You're covering quite a big chunk of the country. And
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great. And what do you like to do for fun? Like what do you do when you're not at Kevin Davis? What's your favorite thing to do?
Oh, I'm always out looking for new bike trails or hiking trails, and just, getting outdoors and being active and, trying to get some exercise.
Yeah,
one
fresh
with nature.
Yeah, they have some great hiking trails around Los Angeles. I was really surprised when I lived there. The Griffith Park trails have a beautiful view of the city.
Yeah,
they're very high. So that's a great workout, great way to be in nature.
Yeah, and I'm in Pasadena, so I'm about a 10-minute drive from the mountains. So I just get off work and just drive up and hike as far up as I can.
Yeah, it's like a whole different world, isn't it, up there?
Oh, yeah.
It's really beautiful. Absolutely. And Tom, you deal with, as you said, you're really busy and you deal with brokers from all over the United States. What is the number one question that you get asked that you'd like Kevin to answer today?
Well, lately, I've been talking to a lot of agents, and everybody's been dealing with the pandemic, and of course, since even before the pandemic, people have always been prey to phishing scams where people try to trick them into giving out money through an email or a fraudulent phone call or something. So now there's pandemic-related phishing scams that are out there trying to trick associations out of their money. So what would you say is the best way for an association to protect themselves from these scams?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tom. And first of all, thanks a lot, and thanks for the years that you put into it. You've been it's been great having you around. You've been a calming force in the office there. So I appreciate the job you've done. You really, really have done. And every time you challenge, throw more stuff at you, you kind of pick it up and you kind of run with it. So that's definitely appreciated. And your years have been appreciated. But you asked a really good question, because right now this COVID thing has really, really created lots of problems for community associations, because you got people who are at home more than ever were at home before. You have board members' responsibilities has changed and have grown. And now you have people out there who's preying on them, who have these scams because they know that all you have to do is say, guess what? The governor now changed his mind. Click here to find out the new governor rules in terms of pool opening. People click on it, and all of a sudden you talk about social engineering claims. You're talking about e-commerce extortion claims. You're talking about computer theft claims. You're talking about claims for just wire transfer fraud claims. People who live in community associations are distracted. And because they are distracted, they get these emails constantly. I get them constantly. And all it takes is to click on that wrong one, and all of a sudden you're in trouble. Or somebody calling to say, send money, send your payment now. The pay for the landscaper is overdue. I know you have COVID issues. Please pay the landscaper now, or please pay your health provider now. And what happens is they'll say, oh, and by the way, here's our new routing number. And once they say that, our bank number and routing number, once they say that, it's fraudulent. So yeah, Tom, we're seeing a lot of COVID-related claims, and we're seeing them more on the cyber and social engineering. Very good question. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Great. That was Tom Atwood, everybody. And we're now joined by Kiana. Kiana Wilson has been with Kevin Davis for quite a while. And Kiana also joins us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Kiana.
Good morning, Sherry. How are you? Hi, Kevin.
Hey. Hello.
Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. It's been a while.
Great. And Kiana, can you talk a little bit about your job with Kevin Davis and how long you've been with the company and all that kind of stuff?
Yes. So I've been with Kevin Davis for 12 years now. I'm a senior underwriter, and the two territories I write in are Illinois and Hawaii.
Oh, okay. So one really tropical and one freezing cold. Totally different
Yes.
climate.
Yes.
Great, great. And let's see, what do you like to do for fun? You know, when you're not at work, I know you're a very busy person. So what do you do in your spare time?
Right now, sleep. I'm working full time and back in school full time. So any chance I can get to have some time to myself, sleep. To refresh myself. Yes.
That's a great hobby to have. That's a great hobby.
Right now.
That's great. Yeah, that's very busy. Full-time school and a full-time job. Congratulations. That's a lot of work.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Kiana, you know, you're dealing with all these brokers and you're getting asked lots of questions. Is there one question in particular that stands out in your mind that you'd like Kevin to answer today?
Yes. So Kevin, my agents have asked, well, not asked, but they have noticed the D&O rates are on a rise. Can you explain why?
Oh yes, this is my favorite question I get asked all the time. Not only from my clients, but from you, Kiana. and this is what's happening, everybody, is that the roles and responsibility of board of directors have changed. They've expanded. Historically, board members' responsibility is to maintain the common areas, to make sure the budget is on time, to make sure they have enough money in the bank to pay their bills, to treat it as a business. But now they have to worry about the health, safety, and welfare of the association, meaning this. You have hurricanes right now in Louisiana. You have fires in California. And their job now is to worry about the health, safety, and welfare. You have COVID-19. You have people who are living in these kind of associations day in and day out, where they're not going to work, they're sheltered in place, they're working from home, and now all of a sudden they have more and more responsibility, the board does, to manage it better. And so as a result of managing it better, so you have to be concerned about neighbor versus neighbor disputes where they didn't have to worry about them before. They have to worry about discrimination disputes they didn't have to worry about as much as they do before. You have people who live in these community associations that either A, like to wear their MAGA hats, or they like their Black Lives Matter flags. And so you have constant debates about what's right and what's wrong, which led to a huge increase in exposure for community association board of directors. With that exposure comes more and more claims, and severity has increased along with frequency. So that's the reason why you're going to start seeing D&O rates on the rise. Do you agree with that, Kiana?
I agree. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And thanks for
Have a
joining
good
us.
one.
Have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks a
You
lot.
too.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Kiana Wilson, everybody. Thank you for joining us, Kiana. That was wonderful. And we're now joined by Eric Davis. Good morning, Eric. And Eric is also joining us from Los Angeles. Hi, Eric.
How's it going, Sherry? Dad, how's it going?
Oh, yeah, work at that too. You're in the office.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Great, great.
I'm glad one of us in the office.
Yeah, oh, you did? Oh, one of us. Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us, Eric. Can you talk a little bit about your position at Kevin Davis and how long you've been with the company and what you do for the company?
Sure. So I kind of have two different jobs, you could say. First is underwriting. So I underwrite for the kind of Northeast region, New York, New Jersey mostly. And then I have a marketing component to my job, which consists of the kind of overseeing of relationships and working with underwriters in the West Coast. So Pacific Northwest, California, Arizona, Nevada. Those are my marketing states.
Okay, so East Coast and the West Coast.
Yep.
Great. That definitely keeps you busy. Absolutely. So you're doing marketing. Absolutely. Great. And what do you like to do when you're not at work, when you're not an underwriter? What are you doing for fun?
So I would say right now it's been interesting. I've been catching up on a lot of movies. Sometimes I'll take an era like 60s, 70s, 80s, and I'll watch particularly have a movie from that time period, the month of whatever that month is. Last month I watched, or this month actually, it was a Daniel Day-Lewis month. So I watched a couple of Daniel Day-Lewis movies, There Will Be Blood and In the Name of the Father, and excellent movie, great actor. So, I've been catching up on a lot of movies that I just either were too young to see at the time or just didn't appreciate until I was older. So as of this right now, that's kind of what I'm doing, catching up on a lot of movies.
It's given us all a chance to catch up on the classic movies and movies that we might have missed when they first came out. I saw There Will Be Blood. That was a really intense movie. That was really good.
Yeah,
really
very,
good.
very intense. But yeah, good job by him.
Yeah, great movie. A lot of classics are streaming again, which is fantastic. Great. So you like to watch movies. That's a lot of fun. And then I know you're dealing with brokers on the East Coast and on the West Coast. There's a lot of questions that pop up all the time. Is there one question in particular you would like Kevin to answer?
Yeah, I think so. Kind of piggybacking off of Kiana's question, if rates are on the rise, are there claim trends that we should be concerned about?
That's a good one.
It's a good one. And there's one specific claim trend that concerns all of us right now. And I call it the weaponization of discrimination claims. Right now, discrimination claims are on the rise. And we believe that the reason why they're doing this is because people are believing they feel they have a right to do certain things they have to do. Perfect example right now is service animals. Service animals has always been a problem. You have community associations that do not allow pets. However, they come and say, guess what? Because I'm suffering from some trauma, I want a cat or a dog or a squirrel. We've seen everything. But what happens now is the community associations are not tolerating anymore. They are saying, if you want a comfort pet, or then you need to give us proof that you have a disability. So now all of a sudden, because they're saying that, they come back saying, now you're harassing me, and you're doing it because guess what? I'm either Asian or Hispanic or Black or a female, or I'm sick. I have to go swimming now, and you're discriminating against me because I have health issues. We had a claim where they put down hardwood floors, and the person beneath them said, no, you can't have hardwood floors. They went to the board. The board tried to get them to remove hardwood floors, but they said, guess what? I have allergy issues. I can't do it. So right now, our biggest concern right now is the weaponization of discrimination claims. Because no matter what, the board responsibility is to enforce the rules. And right now, everybody is a protected class. And so they all come back and sue for one reason or another. And we're seeing more and more claims based on discrimination we've ever seen before. And we think it's going to get more and more. We don't see it changing anywhere near in the future. So that's probably our biggest claims trend the biggest concern that I have right now. And I think right now from all of my competitors are worried about it also. So thanks a lot. I think that's really, yeah, good. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Gab. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank you
great
for having me
afternoon.
on.
Okay.
Take care. Great. That was Eric Davis. And now we're joined by Javin Bourgeois. Javin also joins us from Los Angeles. Hi, Javin. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone. How
In
are
the
you?
office too.
Another one in the
Yes,
office.
I am.
This is great. Yeah, we have some people in the office and some people working remotely. So it's a nice combination of both. And
Mhm.
Javin, can you talk a little bit about how long you've been with Kevin Davis and what your job is and what your territory is and all that?
Sure thing. I have been with Kevin Davis for about 2.5 years. I think a little bit over 2.5 years at this point. I'm an associate underwriter. I work in the Southeast Territory. That's Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Carolinas, Tennessee as well.
Okay,
And I
that's
write D&O crime and cyber risk policies.
Okay, fantastic. Great. And what do you like to do for fun when you're not at work? What is one of your favorite hobbies?
When I'm not at work, I'm all about movies and comic books. I'm a big comic book collector. That's both of those two things, and comic book movies are some of my favorites to watch.
Do you prefer Marvel or DC or both? Do you like both?
I'm a Marvel kid at heart. Since I was 3 years old, it's always been Marvel. That actually runs in the family. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a little competition between the two, I know.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man all day.
Great, great. And Javin, I know you deal with a lot of brokers all over the country. Can you talk about one question in particular that you'd like Kevin to answer?
Absolutely. The one question that I hear most often is, are COVID claims covered by your D&O policy?
Well, Javin, that's a great question. And if you say you like DC more than Marvel, I would not have answered the question. I'd probably have to fire that.
Oh, now we find out that Kevin likes Marvel.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Absolutely.
so I will answer that question and you can continue working.
I can't hear you. Say that again.
So COVID-19, we've received 300 and in the first quarter, first 3 months, March, April, and May, we see over close to 400 COVID claims, 400 COVID claims, and most of them are about the same thing. And the question is, are they covered or not under the D&O policy? There's no coverage under COVID if you are suing or as a claim for bodily injury, sickness, disease, or death. Okay, that's gone. The problem though is that people who live in community associations are not suing for those reasons. They're suing because they think the board's incompetent because they're not allowing them to go swimming, use the gym, allow people on the premises, allow the landscaper in, allow them to use rental pools or to use Airbnb. So all the lawsuits we're seeing, all the claims against board of directors for COVID-19 has nothing to do with disease, sickness, bodily injury, or death. It all has to do with the board's incompetent because they closed the pool even though the governor said it should be open. They closed the gym and it should be open. They're not letting the landscaper in because they believe the landscaper has COVID disease and they're not letting anybody help. I have healthcare helpers. So right now we're seeing claims, we're seeing COVID claims, and we're not seeing for the reasons why we thought we would see them. 3 months ago we said no coverage because it leads to sickness, disease, and death. We're not seeing it. We're just seeing upset unit owners, upset people who live there, and they want to use their pool. And they're not using the pool, they don't want to pay their assessments. And we're seeing all that constantly. So 370, over close to 400 claims we've seen in the first 3 months. So yes, it's a problem.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jay.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, take care.
That was Javin Bourgeois, everybody. And we're now joined by Kim Davis. And Kim joins us from the East Coast. Hi, Kim. Hey. Hi.
Hi,
Good
Sharon.
afternoon.
Hi, Kevin.
Good afternoon.
What you call me again?
Afternoon. Hi, Dad. I said Kevin, but
No, it doesn't sound right.
I know. It doesn't sound right, does it?
Kim, could you tell everybody a little bit about your job with Kevin Davis and how long you've been with the company and all that and what territory you cover?
So I actually have two phases. I was with the company when I was in high school. I did it as, summer internship job. And then after college, I liked it and I wanted to come back. So now I've been with the company again for 4 years. I'm an umbrella underwriter. I do new business for the whole country. So all the United States, I work on that. And so yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Umbrella's very busy right now, I know.
Yes, very busy. It's been really interesting to see the market kind of changing, and so it's been really interesting working. It's been really interesting doing Umbrella lately. So I have a lot of questions, but I have one main question.
Mm-hmm. Great. What do you like to do for fun, Kim? What do you like to do in your free time? When you're not underwriting
In my
Umbrella?
free time, I'm a nerd. I really like video games. I play a lot of video games. I have a lot of different variations of video games I like to play, but one thing that I've been doing a lot lately is that I'm catching up on a lot of horror movies. I'm super into horror movies, and I'm going back and watching ones I couldn't watch when I was younger, and now I'm watching some of the old ones, and it's pretty good. It's been a lot of fun going back to the old stuff and seeing how they used to do it.
What's your favorite one that you've seen recently, like in the past few
Ooh,
weeks? What's a good
let's
one?
see. I recently saw Candyman, the old one, because I know they were getting a remake and I wanted to see the original. And I really enjoyed that. They did a lot of stuff different that I haven't seen in other horror movies. It was a different kind of villain and a different kind of the heroine is a little bit different. So I definitely was really enjoying it. So that was a
Okay.
good movie.
I'll have to check that out. That's great. Yeah, I saw The Others last year, and that was with Nicole Kidman. That was really kind of creepy, more of not so much a horror movie, but just really creepy. But I thought it was well done.
Yeah, that's also a really good movie. I like that one. It's a good surprise.
Yeah, a big surprise at the end.
Yep.
Right. And I know you asked a lot of questions. Is there one in particular that you can think of that you'd like Kevin to answer?
Yes. So one of the things that I'm getting a lot is just what is happening with Umbrella, because there's a lot of changes going on. Are rates going up? I'm hearing it's harder to find coverage now for Umbrella, and I just want the agents to know what exactly is going on with Umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, Kim, again, the whole area in liability has changed. And the two words, social inflation is the key thing right now that's happening on all liability. Social inflation is where we're looking at our industry overall, and we're seeing that when there's claims coming out, we see the severity has increased and we're seeing frequency. So we're seeing more claims than ever seen before, and the amount of payment has inflated. So, but the inflation has come from social issues. So right now we're facing all kind of different issues out there in terms of economic issues, Black Lives Matter issues. We're seeing the COVID issues, all those. Whenever these trials, whatever these things go to court, and it's facing something like the Me Too movement. If you see all of those things, that means we know that the damages that's going to pay is going to be triple, it'll be quadrupled. We've never seen anything like this before. Perfect example right now is I would say Monsanto. Monsanto is like, when you hear that name Monsanto, people really panic when they hear that name because it is one of the bad names, and they have a product called the Roundup weed killer. And Roundup weed killer is the most, everybody used it for the past 20 plus years, and they found out about 5 years ago that there's something in it that causes cancer. Once it happened, over the past 2 years, we've been seeing billions of dollars in lawsuits against Monsanto. Before, $100 million was a big, we're seeing $8 million judgments on them. We also see things with the talcum powder that gives women ovarian cancer. We see that kind of things that's going on. Business interruption insurance, right? Because of COVID-19, people are they're going after every attorney general, all the states saying that insurance should pay business interruption claims, no matter what. People feel that things should be done as opposed to being done the right way. And that feeling results in inflated number of claims. And so because of that inflation, we're seeing huge amounts of reserves set up for insurance carriers. Insurance carriers setting up reserves for COVID-19 they may not ever pay, but they're setting these huge reserves up. You sell a $10 million umbrella, you should be setting 25, 50 million umbrellas now, because that 10 million won't be enough because of social inflation. Social inflation is a problem. It's a big problem. All the insurance carriers are looking at social inflation claims and trying to figure out how to get a handle on it, because you can't. You don't know what's going to happen when you get into a trial and some guy, all of a sudden that jury looks at it and go, we're going to penalize that company. Because right now, the people who are looking to penalize the companies have a lack of faith in institutions overall. Don't care what the institution is, they have lack of faith. And as a result, the claims are getting bigger and bigger. So that's the reason why, Kim. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
The higher limits.
all
The
sounds
higher
bad.
limits.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you,
you for
Kim.
answering.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon. That was Kim Davis, everybody. And I'm now joined by Gabby Arroyo. Gabby is all, now we're going back to the West Coast again. We were just on the East Coast, and now we're going back to Los Angeles. And Gabby joins us from LA. Hi, Gabby. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Gabby, could you tell everybody a little bit about your position with Kevin Davis and how long you've been with the company and what you're doing for the company now?
Sure. So I've been with Kevin Davis 5 years. Actually, June 29th, I hit my 5-year mark. And I am an underwriter, and I underwrite for the state of Illinois, Connecticut, and South Carolina. And this year, I actually started working on some marketing stuff, joining the marketing team, and I'm very excited for that new journey.
Great, fantastic, great. I'm sure that keeps you very busy. And then in your spare time, what do you like to do for fun?
So I don't think I had a hobby. You know, we've done these Meet the Underwriters, and I didn't have a hobby. Every time they'd ask me, what do you do? You know, I have 2 little ones. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So that was my hobby. But ever since we've been in this lockdown, I started building a lot of like anxiety and frustration, and just the levels went a little crazy. And I was actually recommended to start running, like a way of releasing all of that. And I picked up 5 months ago, and I'm actually doing really great. I've been running every day for almost every day for 5 months, and I love it. You know, I think it's a hobby that I picked up, and I love it. I love the fact that my body is different, my condition is different, my breathing is different, and just seeing how pushing and discipline can get you a long way. So that's what I'm doing these days, you know, making time for some running.
That's great. That's a very healthy hobby. Very, very healthy. I do something similar. I go to the gym to break up the day from being on the computer all day and dealing with stress and emails. And so I go to the gym like 4 times a week. So that really does relieve a lot of stress. And you have more energy too. I find, I'm sure running gives you energy. I know working out, I feel much more energized.
Yes, people would say, well, do it in the night because it's too hot in the morning. But I felt that in the night I couldn't sleep. I'd come back from like running, and it was like my day just started. So now I just have to beat the sun because it's been very hot out here in Los Angeles. So it's just wake up early, get my running, get the kids ready for Zoom, and then get to work. So, you know, it's been busy, but I like it. I like the challenge. I like that the days go by so fast because you're so busy. So,
yeah, it helps. It's definitely a great stress reliever, and it keeps you much healthier and more alert. I love working out. Great.
Absolutely.
Great. And you said you're really busy with a lot of territories and a lot of brokers. Is there one particular question, Gabby, that comes to mind that you'd like Kevin to answer today?
Yes, and since we've been touching a lot about the claims, I think I want to stay in that subject. One of the questions that we get is, my claim was denied, and they don't know why. You know, what's the reason that their claim sometimes is denied?
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. Again, if you have a D&O claim denied, it's usually the 2 biggest reasons why. Is the first reason, late reporting of a claim. The D&O policy is a claims made and reported policy, which means the claim has to be made and reported during the policy period. If it's not reported during the policy period, it could be denied. Because what happens is a lot of people think that a claim is a lawsuit. You wait till the lawsuit comes in, but it doesn't work that way. A claim is a written demand for damages or non-money damage. It says it's a written demand. So when they get that letter saying, stop harassing me, I didn't move my truck, my truck's in visitors parking, stop harassing me, that's a claim under the D&O policy. You have to report it to the carrier. If you don't report it to the carrier, late reporting, claim is denied. We see that more than anything else. The second reason is bodily injury and property damage. Bodily and property damage is covered under general liability policy. Even if it's a breach of fiduciary duty claim because the board failed to either A, take care of the common area, which led to property damage or bodily injury, they're not covered. So whenever you have a declination, usually for bodily injury, property damage, or late reporting of a claim, those are the two main reasons why we see a D&O loss. So how's that sound? Good?
That sounds great. That sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, continue running for me. Can you do an extra 2 miles for me too?
Yes, I actually started doing 2.5 miles, and then I noticed that if it's 3.1 miles. So now that's my new mark, 3 point under 25 minutes. So I'm getting there.
All right, good. Just do a little running for me, and I'll be happy.
I will.
Thanks a lot, Gabby.
Thanks, Gabby.
Okay.
Thanks so much. That was Gabby Arroyo, everybody. And now we're joined by Fernando Garcia. Fernando is also in Los Angeles, so it's still early there, still before lunch. Hi, Fernando.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. And Fernando, tell everybody what your job is with Kevin Davis and what territory you cover and how long you've been with the company and all that.
I've been with Kevin Davis Insurance for about 8 years. I became an underwriter in 2014 and been mostly handling the territories of Arizona and Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. So one on the East Coast and one in the kind of the west side of the country. Okay, great, great. And I did get a request the other day from one of your Pennsylvania brokers that they wanted to see you on the webinar. So say you're popular guy. They said, is our underwriter going to be on the webinar? They were really excited when I told them you were. So that's great. So what do you like to do for fun, Fernando, other than underwriting when you're not at work? What do you do in your spare time?
For my spare time, big fan of video games. Also love watching sports, particularly baseball. So pretty happy to see baseball come back recently. We're already like halfway through the season, so that's kind of crazy to see.
I know, I felt the same way. I was so shocked when it was back on. And then I thought they have the cardboard people in the stands. And for a second, when I looked, I thought it was real people. And I thought, wow, the fans are back. And then I went, wait a minute. Those are cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
They look real, at a distance, they look like real people.
Yeah, I first thought it was kind of goofy looking, but I've gotten used to them, so it's kind of like there is some sort of a crowd, but like I don't really pay much attention to it. Otherwise, it's kind of like, yeah, some of them are cardboard, some of them are actual dogs, so it's kind of funny to see.
I know it is. And then they have sound effects of the crowd now too. You hear cheering, It's interesting. It's a whole new world, Yeah. Then Fernando, you get a lot of questions, I know, all the time. Is there one question you'd like Kevin to answer today?
Yeah, I actually did get this question a while back, and they were asking about what was the major difference between Kevin Davis D&O liability and a package policy.
I get asked that a lot too.
Yeah, and this is probably one major difference. Whenever you see a package policy, you look to the insuring agreement, and you look to the insuring agreement, it'll say, we will pay those sums which you become legally obligated to pay as damages because of a claim for any wrongful act committed by the insured. Okay, so the key word there is legally obligated to pay as damages. Now, our D&O policy says, our D&O protects insured against a claim for a wrongful act made against during the policy period. It doesn't say anything about damages because what we do, our policy provides defense costs and settlement for monetary and non-monetary claims. So when you say legally obligated to pay as damages, a lot of our claims we see are not the result of damages. They are, does the board has a right to close the pool or not? I want to know, does the board have the right to close the pool? and I want a judge to tell me they have the right, or arbitrator to tell me they have the right. That is, they're not legally obligated to pay damages as a result of that. So on your package policy, all those COVID claims we talked about earlier will not be covered because there's no damages assessed. They don't want damages. They want the pool to be open. They want to be able to rent their unit. They want to be able to have the landscaper come in and maintain the common area. They want to go to the gym. So the number one difference is legally obligated to pay us damages versus our definition claim is monetary and non-monetary losses. So that's your answer, Fernando. You can, that's it. So nothing, it can't be clearer than that one thing. So
I can definitely share that if I ever get that question again.
Yep, that's it. So thanks a lot, Fernando.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
You too.
Good.
Kevin, thank you for a great webinar. I hope everybody enjoyed meeting their underwriters today and getting to hear from them and getting to know them a little bit better, because we're living in such a technological world now with emails and just phone calls. So you get to see them, some of them for the first time. And I did want to mention a couple of things. If anybody needs any marketing materials like flyers, we have product videos, and as I mentioned earlier, all of our past webinars, they're on our website, which is kdisonline.com. You can download flyers, you can get applications there, etc. And I did want to mention one other thing as well. You can also invite board members and property managers to any of our webinars. So feel free to invite your customers if you'd like them to become educated about D&O liability, crime umbrella, etc., cyber. We cover basically everything under the sun with HOAs and condo associations. And please join me in September, on September 24th, as I discuss HOA and condo claim trends with Rachel Plazak from Travelers. So thanks, Kevin. Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot, Sherry.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Take care. Have a great afternoon, everybody.